Hello everyone, welcome to edupediaworld.com. This is your video lecturer Vomika Soni. In this video lecture, I will explain about another process for absorption and conduction of water named as osmosis and demonstrate two experiments which will help in better understanding of this process. So let's begin. What is osmosis? Osmosis is the diffusion of water molecules. It is a type of diffusion process only, but osmosis deals only with water molecules. See, it is defined as the net movement of water molecules from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration through a partially permeable membrane. This same definition, if you remember my previous video lecture, you have also seen in case of diffusion. But here in case of osmosis, it deals only with water molecules. This point should be noted and should be remembered. Inward and outward osmosis. The direction of the movement of molecules, inward or outwards, with reference to a cell depends on the extent of concentration of solution surrounding it. See, there are two terms that are very important. They should be understood properly. One is endosmosis and the other term is exosmosis. In case of endosmosis, the movement is inward. Endo itself means inward, and the movement of water in case of endosmosis is inward through a semi-permeable membrane when the solution surrounding the cell is of lower concentration. This tends to swell up the cell. These 3 points are very important, that endosmosis is an inward movement of water and it occurs when the cell is surrounded by solution that is of lower concentration. And what happens in this case? The cell swells up. Okay. Next is exosmosis. It is the outward movement of water through a semi-permeable membrane when the solution surrounding the cell is of higher concentration. In this case it was lower concentration, and in this case it is higher concentration. This tends to shrink the cell. Fine. One thing should always be remembered, that if the concentration on both the solution on either side of the semi-permeable membrane is same, there will not be any movement of molecules on either directions. The movement will be ceased because the concentration of solution on either side of the semi-permeable membrane is same. Next we have osmometer. It is a simple device used to demonstrate osmosis. It is also used to estimate solute potential of a solution. The greater the solute potential, the higher the solute rises up in the tube. And you can see in the figure, here is an osmometer which is comprised of a partially permeable membrane. And this here you can see the movement of distilled water, and here is the level of liquid that can be seen. See, the osmometer can demonstrate the balance between osmotic and physical force. Water passes through the membrane into the sucrose solution until pressure of the weight of the column of water halts it. At this point an equilibrium is reached and the osmotic and physical forces are equal and opposite. Now, for better understanding osmosis, I will be demonstrating 3 experiments, and 2 of these experiments I will discuss in this video lecture itself, and one of the experiment I will tell in another video lecture. So experiment 1, it is a demonstration of the process of osmosis. This is the aim of the experiment, and requirements are 2 Thystel funnels, 2 stands, 2 beakers half filled with water, goat's urinary bladders, or you can also take egg membrane, sugar solution and thread. Now here comes the procedure. First of all, take a Thystel funnel and cover its mouth with a piece of egg membrane or goat's urinary bladder. You can see in the figure that a Thystel funnel is being taken and the mouth of this funnel is covered with goat urinary bladder. Here we have taken goat urinary bladder. You can also take egg membrane, as both act as semi-permeable membranes. Okay. Invert the Thystel funnel A and fill it with concentrated sugar solution. Next is, then insert the inverted Thystel funnel A in a beaker containing water and mark the level of sugar solution. Okay, we have kept it, the Thystel funnel, in the beaker, and then we have filled this beaker with water and marked the level of, the initial level of the sugar solution is being marked. For control, we take another Thystel funnel and cover it with semi-permeable membrane. Invert the Thystel funnel B. See, A was for experiment and B was for control. Okay, we have labeled it accordingly. Then we have to invert the Thystel funnel and then we will fill it with the plain water. Then insert the inverted Thystel funnel in another beaker containing some amount of water. Mark the level of plain water, same as we did in the case of Thystel funnel A. Okay. Initial level is being marked here in case of the control that we have taken. Then we have to leave it for few hours, and after few hours what we observe? We observe that level of the Thystel funnel A increases. See, the final level is this. It increases and the level in the Thystel funnel B remains unchanged. If the water in the beaker A is tested, it is found to contain no sugar. And what is the explanation behind it? The explanation is that some water from the beaker has passed through the goat's urinary bladder to sugar solution. Goat's urinary bladder acts as a semi-permeable membrane. It allows water molecule to pass through but not the sugar molecules. Water molecule is moving from the beaker to the Thystel funnel via the goat's urinary bladder, the semi-permeable membrane that we have taken. Okay, but the movement of the sugar molecule to the beaker containing water is not possible. The level in the Thystel funnel B do not rise because the concentration of water in Thystel funnel B and beaker is the same. So this was the experiment 1. Hope you have understood it properly. Now another experiment we have using a potato tuber. What are the requirements? You need 2 big potato tubers. Then you need beakers half filled with water. You need water and sugar solution, pins and knife. What is the procedure? It is that we have to take 2 large sized potatoes, peel off their skin and make their bases flat. Like this you have to do. We have to make a hollow cavity in the center of each and mark them as set A and set B. Set A, set B. Now another step is that we have to fill the potato marked A with sugar solution and Potato marked B is filled with plain water to serve as control. This is containing sugar solution A and B is containing water. Then in each set we have kept in different beakers, half filled with water, and we have marked one beaker as A and another as B. The initial level of the solution or water in the cavity in both the sets are marked by inserting pins. Then we will keep it for 2 to 3 hours, and after 2 to 3 hours what we will observe? We observe that the solution in the cavity of set A, it rises. See, this was the initial level and now this is the final level. In the control, there is no change in water level. It is all the same. Explanation. In set A, water molecules have moved across the semi-permeable membrane into the cavity, whereas in set B, no movement of water molecules can be seen because the concentration of water molecules is same at both the sides. See this figure? This is showing that how these water molecules in purple color, they move through the semi-permeable membrane, and due to which the level is increased. Initial level was this and the final level is increased. Okay. But in case of the control that we took, there is no movement of water molecules because the concentration of water molecules is same at both the sides. So this was all for today's video lecture. In my upcoming video lecture, I will discuss about another experiment regarding osmosis, and I will tell the significance of osmosis and some terms that are very useful in describing osmosis and about osmotic pressure. Till then, keep watching the videos of edupediaworld.com. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day ahead.